We know our community pretty well after 3 years of live, so that means that we know how to surprise those guys.
The game is more fun, the game is more fast-paced, the game is more exciting.
I can't wait to see what's coming next.
So, For Honor.
The name of year 4 is Year of Reckoning. The heroes of For Honor almost reached the peak of darkness in year 3. At the beginning of year 4, it seems that the cataclysm is stopping. Now they need a reason to fight. Year 4 is going to provide that urge to fight. We won't tell like a linear story. It's not about having a new campaign, it's going to be more something that's hinted to you. Every player can be a hero in that new story.
To push our season next year, we are partnering with renowned artists to propose a new perspective on the lore of For Honor. The things that those guys are producing are so cool and so different at each season, and we are pretty sure that our community will love this kind of content.
Over years 1 to 3, the focus has always been on balance for the fight team. And as we go into year 4, we want to go ever further down this road. Community feedback is at the heart of what we do. A good example is in our use of the testing grounds, is a tool that we use to further enhance the communication loop between us and the players. And the more they push us, the more we push ourselves. For us, it's an arms race that will never end.
Coming into year 4, it's really exciting because this time, Ubisoft will be running official tournaments each season. The goal of the competitive program is to put our players in the spotlight. We want to reward their dedication and also cultivate a specific place for the competitive players to test their skills on the battlefield. Dominion will be the main game mode for the competitive scene, and because it's a team-based game, it makes for a very exciting show.
For us, it was very important to give more meaning to the time spent per the player within our game. We are changing our year pass model for something that we are very exciting about, which is a battle pass, in which there will have 2 tracks. The first one will be the free one, available for all our players. In addition to the free track, there will have the battle pass track, offering unique content every season, representing 1 million steel worth of content. We are keeping our content of the week, and we will also have 2 new heroes.
It's a little too early to show or say anything yet, but I think everyone will be happy when they see what we've got in store for you guys.
Events, it's something very important because it's a way for us to have fun ourselves and also to surprise our community with great content. Could be a cross-brand event, lore event. We are cooking some very great stuff for the coming year.
I'm happy to announce that you will get new armors in For Honor fashion. I'm making his life very difficult right now. The year 4, we would like to bring For Honor fashion to the next level. Each customization item, such as a battle outfit, ornaments, weapons, will reflect the seasonal theme of year 4. While I'm playing with you guys, that's where I'm kind of getting my biggest inspiration, what kind of character will shine in the battlefield. We were waiting for a year to release these new gears, and I hope we really enjoy this.
Now's the time to step up and show what you're made of on the battlefield.
There's almost nothing like For Honor, and this is one of the most unique and fun parts about it, and we want to keep the party going.
Good morning, good afternoon, and/or good evening, and welcome to the Warrior's Den. Today, we unveil the first chapter of the Year of Reckoning. You've been quarreling for so long, 3 years almost to be exact. But today, things are changing. It's a time of change, a time of excitement. Soon is almost over. New armors, Year of Reckoning, so many things to talk about. But we start our journey with hope. That's right. Hope. All right, let's get to it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Warriors Den. This is Clarissa. My name is Michael. We've got so much to talk about. We know you're hyped. We're hyped. We're starting off with some flowers on the set. It's going to be fantastic. How the hell are you?
I mean, after that vision video, I'm like trying really hard to contain my excitement, but it's just like...
Did you see that thing? It
really
makes for a very exciting show.
Wow.
And that's the same thing for today. We're going to talk about all this great stuff. We've got some special guests. For the first time ever, we got Nico Bombré, the game director, and Pascal Leroux, known as FU Pascal for all you OGs out there in the chat. He's going to be joining us. We've got so much to talk about. We've got the new armors that we're going to be showcasing today. We've got weapons. We've got even minions that are getting a little fashion update. And of course, the battle pass and add on to the seasonal progression. So many things to talk about. But before we get into it, of course, you're taking your valuable time here to spend it with us, to talk about Year of Reckoning, Year 4, Season 1 of Hope. And we got to reward you for it, right? Let's start off with Azarus.
Yep. So as you can see, there's a red button here. It is Azarus, which is a reward platform to reward our viewers for answering questions based on the show.
And you got to pay attention.
Yes, that's the most important part. The questions are multiple choice, so you just got to look for some specific keywords and whatever, and then once you answer the questions and you get it correct, you get these credits called Azas.
Better than money. Better than money. No joke.
So you can use these credits to get in-game rewards such as scavenger crates, XP, champion statuses, and you can redeem all of that at forerunnergame.com/redeem. But first things first, before you can even participate in these questions, you gotta make sure you click on that button and authorize your Twitch account.
Yeah, you gotta link those two, and that's the same thing for Twitch drops, which we have today. Of course, we're revealing Year 4 Season 1 of Hope, so we've got some Twitch drops for you. Of course, one scavenger crate per 30 minutes of accumulated viewing time. And if not, a handful of lucky viewers today in the chat get a chance to win 100,000 steel. All beautiful things. And join now, we've got our special guests. We've got Nico Bombré and Pascal Leroux, who join us officially for the first time to talk about Year of Reckoning. How are you guys?
Great.
You guys are excited?
Yeah. Yes.
Of course we're excited because it's Year 4, Season 1 Hope, Year of Reckoning. So many things to talk about, but it's the first time on the camera, on the Warriors Den. You like the set? Made of
Perfect.
wood.
Great. Yeah.
Genuine wood. We've got flowers all
Wow.
for you guys.
Real flowers.
Beautiful shirt.
Thank you.
But guys, let's introduce yourselves to the people that are watching back at home. A little bit about your journey on For Honor. Nico, can we start with you?
Sure. I'm Nico, and started 5 years ago on the project as a game designer. I started working on features, executions, then did some characters, Kensei, Peacekeeper, Valkyrie, among others. Then moved on to working on Breach for Marching Fire, and today I'm here.
That's awesome. For yourself, Pascal. Pascal is the OG FU Pascal that was behind the chat. That if we could get a little FU Pascal in the chat right now, that would be great for his introduction. He's also my boss, so please be nice. And
He's also
Horace's
my boss
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
so.
But Pascal, please, your journey on For Honor.
Yeah. First day on For Honor was February 3rd, 2014.
Okay.
So
So February 3rd.
Yeah.
It's January 30th.
Yeah, almost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an emotional period. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get a
Yeah.
little hyper clap in the chat. Almost 6 years.
It's 6 years and also 5 years, right? So both of them, they
yeah,
did it for
another
a while,
round of
so-
applause.
Yeah. And so, fantastic journey, obviously, talented people everywhere. 2 years of pre-launch, and after that, 4 years of post-launch.
Yeah.
Amazing journey. I'm learning every day.
Yeah, and you spiffed up here for the
Yeah.
Warriors and with a very beautiful
Yeah,
shirt.
this one is special.
Why?
Because it's my first time at the Warriors Den.
Yeah.
On this side of the room.
Yeah. Not behind not behind the chat where
Yeah,
you see
exactly.
the FUs, of course.
And this one, I'm wearing this one for special occasion.
I see. So today's a special occasion.
Yeah. Or when I go to Costco on Saturday.
Ah, I
for
see.
instance.
I see. So that's
Yeah.
what you wear.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
To
Fantastic.
pay respect. Yeah.
All right, let's get down to the serious stuff. Obviously, we were talking about Year of Reckoning. which is the year as a whole, and we have Year 4 Season 1 at Hope. We'll get into that stuff later on in the show with our guests, but let's start off by talking about the year as a whole, Year of Reckoning. What was the philosophy coming into this year?
Well, looking at Year 4, we're looking at the team. It's a team that's been working on For Honor for 3 years, and so we know a lot better what are the strengths of the game, and we want to keep focusing on these strengths. Also, because we've been working for 3 years on For Honor, we want to change things up a bit, right? We want to challenge ourselves, and we also want to make sure that the community is entertained. So looking at all of this, you guys can expect that we're still going to be working on core combat, make sure that the game is in the best competitive shape that it can be. So more combat improvements, more balancing. You can expect more testing rounds to come in this year. In terms of customization and progression mechanism, we have new armors coming, so that's a pretty big deal.
Soon is almost
right?
over, guys.
So there's that. There's going to be all the content for every season too, the emotes, the executions, and obviously the battle pass that's going to introduce that new way of unlocking all that cool content. And events has also been a staple of For Honor, so you guys can expect still frequent and bold events to come in For Honor, with a different twist this time, where we really want to make For Honor feel like it's evolving in Year 4. So you can expect all that to come.
And for yourself, Pascal, the way that we talk about For Honor with our community, how do you see that evolving for Year 4?
Mike, I won't lie to you.
You won't?
I'm exciting. I'm very exciting. No. More seriously, but for us, it's the same philosophy, actually. That means that after 3 years, and thanks to the community, actually, by seeing what those guys are producing in terms of fan art, videos, etc., you name it, they are so creative that we wanted to embrace this dynamic, by proposing some, new perspective on For Honor. That's why this key art.
We also have the one for Year of the Reckoning as well.
Yeah, exactly. For those ones and for the incoming ones,
yes.
We are partnering with renowned artists. So the one for Hope has been produced by Sarah Kippin, very talented illustrator. She worked on Spider-Man and Thundercats, a lot of great stuff. And as you can see, her style is pretty different from what we proposed before. Why? Because first of all, for us, it's very exciting to work with those kind of people, and also to make sure that we are in line with the narrative that we are proposing. So, you see, it's more poetic.
Yeah.
But still epic, but more poetic, etc.
Yeah, it fits perfectly with, I guess, well, obviously we're going to get into it a bit later in the show, but obviously it's Hope in For Honor, something that we're not necessarily used to. And that being said, can you guys talk a little bit more about, we're coming off a very kind of intense, more dark year in the Year of Harbinger for Honor in Year 3. What do you guys think is the major difference between those 2 years?
Well, tone is definitely one thing that we're going to be playing with this year. We initiated things in Year 3, introducing some more fantasy elements with Ragnarok, also introducing some more humor with, red eye emotes. We're playing with the fact that, we've been here for 3 years. We're playing with the community now. We're self-aware a bit more, and so we're playing with that. So yeah, after that big, bleak year, Year 3, we're changing it up, right? It's going to be hopeful. The cataclysm has not happened, so there is hope. And we want to take that season to sort of take a break, look at what we've done, look at the future, celebrate with the community. The anniversary is going to come in a few weeks, so it's important for us to cut with the bleakness.
Time to take some time off.
Exactly. Super important. And then you'll see as the year will go. We'll be.
It won't necessarily. Will it be hopeful all the time?
Not all rainbows and unicorns. No, obviously we're still a fighting game, right? So
there's a lot of executions and blood still happening.
Exactly, right. But we're going to be taking some liberties with that, and we hope that it's going to surprise you. And obviously, the other big difference by doing 2 characters this year, we have 2 great opportunities. One is obviously the opportunity to focus on the roster, focus on the balance, focus on the system again, because we had competitive coming. But also because we're not tied to telling the story of one character per season, we are taking this differently, and we're sort of taking Year 4 as a journey of Heathmore, telling a story about For Honor.
The continent of Heathmore. I actually learned it's a continent.
Yeah, you know your geography.
Didn't know.
And so, yeah, we are not, this year, we're not going to give you a roadmap of everything that's going to happen. We want to keep that close to our chest because we want to surprise you. The characters are coming. We're not telling you when. We're going to make them fit in the developing story that we are sort of going to, that is going to be the meta story of the game, right? It's still a fighting game. Yeah. We're still going to be working to make this game as competitive as possible, but we want to just give some more context to everybody playing For Honor. We want to make that feel like it's a journey.
Yeah, a journey that we will take together. And for yourself, Pascal, what's the biggest difference between Year of the Harbinger and Year of Reckoning that's coming up here?
Very easy. Since day one, I had one objective in mind.
Which was?
It was take a Luke's position. So now it's done, I'm in charge. So, no, I'm joking, of course. Shout out to Luke and the other ones because they are great people, of course. No, for me, the big difference, and I'm again very excited about it, it's a competition actually. Yeah. You know, it's the first time that we are injecting competition within For Honor, so it's quite an event for us. We are all very excited on the dev floor, and Clarissa is working on that right now, so I will let her give you more details.
Please tell us more, Clarissa.
Yeah, well, to further elaborate on what with competition from Year 3 and Year 4, we're still in Year 3 technically, but this year, well, last year, Year 3, because you're Year 4. Yeah. But Year 3, you know, we started to like really push for competitive related stuff. So spectator mode got announced. We started supporting some community organizers for their events, their tournaments. And then we also tried to just support more like throughout social media promotion, shoutouts and Warriors and whatnot. And so coming into Year 4, we're really excited to let you guys know that starting this year, we have the For Honor Dominion series. Wow, so excited. Sorry, I'm like nervous because I'm super excited.
Here we go, baby.
Yeah, so this is a competitive program comprising of NA and EU teams across Year 4. There will be a series of online PC tournaments which will lead into an offline/LAN event. Finals, one at mid-year, one at the end of the year, where the end of the year will determine who will be the overall Year 4 For Honor champions.
Watch out for this guy. Watch out for this guy.
He's actually crazy. So it's,
no,
it's
actually
really great.
He sucks.
So. But basically, like we said in the Frisian video and whatnot, and also in the title, focus will be on Dominion. There will be cash prize. We won't disclose that yet, but it's good. Yeah. It's good stuff.
More stuff. And again, I guess the whole purpose of this is to say, once again, things are different, but we're going to discover it all together throughout the season, throughout the Year of Reckoning. Before we get into the next segment of the show that's specific to Hope Year 4 Season 1, I want to get your final thoughts. What are you guys most excited for the Year of Reckoning?
For me, it's definitely the community response. We've got characters coming, we've got competitive coming, we've got this whole new journey that we are starting, and you know the team has been working for quite some time now, very passionately, because this game is unique, this game is special to us, and you know we want to make that journey as cool, as enjoyable as we can, and we just hope that you'll embark on it with us, and that will make this year the best year of For Honor.
And for yourself, Pascal?
For me, it's definitely events, actually. I'm so impressed by the work that the team is doing. For Hope, for instance, I will have events.
Events?
Events with an S.
With an S.
I know my English is not very good, but,
but this is on purpose.
Yeah, events.
You're doing a great job, Pascal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's, you know, in terms of gameplay, of course, you know, a lot of original stuff will come, but also in terms of realization, etc. I'm blown away?
Yeah, that's the right word. A little clap for Pascal, just killing it today. Oh, that's great. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Of course, this is... yes?
I have something to add.
Okay, of course. Please, after you. You're my boss.
I just wanted to talk to our friends, actually, because you need to know something. Right now, it's the period for annual internal evaluation. So if you have any feedback to give to me about Mike or Clarissa, do not hesitate. On Twitter, a little perfect. and it will be taken into consideration.
Guys, just know that we love you, okay? We love you so much. Thank you again, guys, for your
Thanks for
time,
having us.
and super excited to see what's going to come next. Again, we'll discover it together. Year 4, Season 1, Hope. We're going to kick off the story trailer for the first time, and we'll be back with Elise, Andrew, and Seb to take a look at the narrative, armors, weapons, and even some minion fashion. We'll be right back after this. Let's go, baby. Bye.
Bye, guys.
After so many signs, all believed the end of times was nigh. Or so they thought. The earth quietened without warning, and a new dawn came. Hope filled the warriors' minds for the first time in ages. They remembered the many heroes who had fallen, who once fought for peace. For a brief moment, the leaders of Heathmoor ceased their quarrel. It was called the Truce of Wyverndale.
Joined back now with some good friends to talk about Hope, Year 4, Season 1. For the first time, we are going to be revealing the armors, the narrative, minion fashion, all of these things within this segment. Joined with me is Elise, Andrew, and Seb. How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah, you guys ready? All right. So let's start off. We've got obviously the narrative that we want to talk about in terms of Year 4, Season 1 for the first time ever in For Honor. It's a bit more hopeful. We're coming off a pretty dark season, the Year of Harbinger. I want to thank everybody who's joining us, maybe coming late to the party, Year of Reckoning, first season. That being said, can you tell us a little bit more about what players should expect next week, February 6th, for the launch of Year 4, Season 1, Hope?
Sure. So let me do a little previously in For Honor.
Yeah, let's do that.
Summing up the Year of the Harbinger, so everything was very bleak and dark, as we already mentioned before. It was like the year where people were fearing a new cataclysm. So, sea serpent coming, ghosts, crazy things happening everywhere in Heathmoor. But now we are opening a new chapter in Heathmoor's history. It's more hopeful because suddenly it seems like the nature is blooming. There are flowers everywhere, even in the Warriors Den, right? And we all love flowers. So, and this is obviously bringing hope in every warrior's heart. So now, as you've seen in the trailer, we have those warriors who are trying to pick up the torch of those heroes that you have maybe seen in the campaign. At the end of the campaign, you had those leaders trying to achieve some sort of peace. So now it's time. Like time has passed a lot, more than a decade, lore-wise.
Yes.
And it's time maybe to pick things from there and maybe try to achieve some sort of truce.
Okay, so the truce, and of
Yes.
course in the story trailer, I heard a little something about the Wyverndale truce.
Exactly,
So can we talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. Well, I will use like your very baritone voice to maybe read some lore.
Oh, I appreciate that. I like that. Okay, here we go. After so many signs, well, I fucked that up. Let's restart. After so many signs, all believed the end of times was nigh. Yet the earth quieted down without warning. The skies cleared and a new dawn came. At long last, warriors felt hope and remembered those who once fought for peace. For the first time in history, the leaders of all factions gathered and agreed to cease their quarrel for a brief moment. They signed what was called the Truce of Wyverndale. There we go.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Really
Please,
for reading,
please.
as usual. But yeah, to elaborate a bit on that, so basically those warriors that you've seen in the Kiot, so it's one Kensei, one Raider, one Tiandi, and one Warden, they gathered in that place called Wyverndale. It's supposedly a mythical place in the world of For Honor where, before the Cataclysm, some warriors lived in perfect harmony.
Okay.
So picking up that, they've gathered there. They are trying together, like, to promote a more peaceful version of the world of For Honor. Obviously, people are still fighting. It's still a war going on. But as you know, in many parts of real life history, there are always people who are trying to fight for peace, even in times of war. So that's also our way to introduce that in the world of For
Yeah,
Honor.
because you're going to still fight. It's For Honor.
Yeah,
So
obviously.
so in terms of the lore, of course, we talk about the narrative arc that's kind of evolving within the year of Reckoning, of course, coming in with a little bit more of a hopeful kind of flavor this season.
Exactly.
And how is that reflected in maybe some of the fashion? Can we take a look at that, Andrew?
Sure, but before we actually move on to that topic, I would like to thank everyone who put enormous effort to make this one happen, especially to community. Like, you guys waited so long to see this, and soon is almost over.
Well, I mean, so we're going to look at the armors today. That's for sure. That's going to happen in like a couple of minutes. But the season is live next week,
Right.
February 6th, where you guys will actually get your chance to get your hands on it. So let's start off with the weapons. As I can see, beautiful transition, beautiful PowerPoint.
Right.
Let's go.
So to reflect the seasonal theme, overall visual design gets a bit bright, more hopeful. You will find more elaborating designs and more refined designs as armors and the weapon and even outfits.
Okay.
These are the reskin version of weapons. Something new about this one is we are adding a team color.
Team color.
Team color, that's a new thing that we are
On the weapons.
On the weapons.
I see.
So I would like to know your feedback on this topic and seeing, oh, okay, it's cool. You like it? If you don't like it, or I don't even care, please post it on the Reddit so I can read through it.
And why this change? Is it just something that you guys feel complements the look?
We always try to search for something fresh, something new. So to give you guys a fresh idea, fresh visuals, new fashions.
Yes, of course.
So that's something that we always push it for.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that we are doing it.
I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't bring your glasses with you today.
Maybe
from the
next
vision
time.
video. Yeah, maybe next time.
Well, not only the reskin version, there's also new design, new sets for the BP, and also for the wooden weapons. That these are the completely new sets.
Wow, absolutely amazing. So does that do it for weapons?
No, actually, there is a complete new sets that will be coming in for Battle Pass, and that's reflecting the seasonal theme.
Yes.
And it will be even more amazing.
Okay, and we'll
can
see that
guarantee
later on in the show. We're going to talk about a little bit about the Battle Pass. Not everything. We want to keep it for next week, February 6th, when Year 4 Season 1 of Hope starts. But now, the moment that you have all been waiting for. New armors, and we're going to dive right in. But before that, I want to get the inspiration. What did you want to do here with the armors this time around?
Exactly. So like every day, what I do for the first day of the morning that I do is read your comments, read Reddit posts and the images or fan art to see that I get inspired by it. And there were great suggestions that I couldn't just pass.
Okay, and which was the suggestion that spoke the most?
This was the perfect one. This makes our visual direction of this season.
So
season of spike and more spikes.
So this
endless spikes.
So the new season,
It's a
everything that people
it's hope.
Spikening.
It's going to be spikes on the armor. That's it.
That's what people want.
All right, let's get to the build.
Just kidding.
Just joking with you. Let's go. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to cue up the music, of course. But tell us what we see on the screen here. The first batch of new armors that we can take a look at together today on the Warrior's Den. Here we go.
So again, the overall theme is the hope. We wanted to make everything kind of brighter, but then on top of it, make it more elaborated. The designs are all more refined, so there's a less of worn outness. Everything is more completed. The gold is an additional thing that is popping up, so you see the class of it.
Yeah.
Cool thing about Warden right now is you see there's a padding that is made out of the leather instead of the cloth. The only thing that we didn't fix it or we didn't improve it at the moment is that is actually a player expression spot, forced one. So you won't be able to see it in game, but we are working very hard to improve that so we can show what's underneath
And
it.
you still have a little bit of spikes. You can't let go of the spikes.
That we cannot.
Of course not.
No,
of course not.
That's the main thing. No, I'm kidding. So the next one is Peacekeeper, ready for the Venetian party.
Hey, my brothers and sisters in Italy and Venice, please. We've got Claudio behind the camera as well.
But of
Italian.
course, the
Forza Italia. I have to say it. It's just part of my nature.
it's another high-end type of clean-cut Peacekeeper.
Very nice. So they're all
next
ready
one.
for, oh, look at this Lawbro.
Lawbringer, it's, inspired by the jousting knights, the helmet
Yeah,
shape.
very nice.
And the shoulder pad, the extra blade will make him even look bigger
Very
in the
intimidating.
silhouette-wise. And we added a lot of engravings where you cannot take it in player expression spots once you apply it.
Nice
It
little
kinda
gold chains as well.
it fills up the whole places.
Yeah, these gold chains remind me of my Fras in St. Louis in Montreal. Enough with that. Please,
Right.
continue.
So the next one is, of course, Conqueror. Conqueror also has previously there was a lot of holes, a lot of missing pieces, but this is a more complete version of it. And on the top of it, there's we didn't miss out a place on the helmet that we put a lot of we put the engravings, which makes him pimping up.
Yeah. Very nice. And all the detail that you could see. And again, so the like narratively, it kind of makes sense because right now it's a time more of peace. There's less fighting in terms of the resources. So that's why you see kind of a little bit more higher quality type of armors and kind of more elegantly.
All factions have access to more resources in general. Like it's iron is not such a rare source anymore. So now they have the possibility to make more ceremonial armors. As we say.
Awesome.
This is a quite interesting one, the Black Prior. It's actually when Christian was testing something out and they were mixing armors from the first set and then another set, and then he got inspired by that it was interesting. I'm still trying to figure out how he's wearing that, the mask, and there's a hood, and there's
I feel
It
like...
must be hard to breathe.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't impact performance for the Black Prior as we come into Year of Reckoning. All right, well that does it for the Knight faction. Let's move on to the Samurai.
Samurai.
Let's go. Okensei, my boy. Here we go.
Same theme, elaborated for gold trims, nice white wood. The thing is that this one was created even before when we were planning to give the white alternate material. So even if we actually apply it on top of it, it will get.
Okay, so it boosts it. So if you do apply the white material, what you see here will be even more white.
It's gonna blind your eye.
Okay, I see. All right, excellent. Unfair advantage. Okay, cool. Orochi.
Orochi. There's a nice Japanese illustration, traditional one. You can, if you don't like it, you can place the player expression on top of it so you can hide it. But at the same time, why not? You can keep it, you can enjoy
Nice
it.
Pants, beautiful.
And the mask is something that Orochi didn't have it up to the point, so that's a
very nice
additional thing. Yes, Nobushi, one of my favorite too. It's a Japanese theatrical mask. Inspired by it. It's quite interesting. There are a lot of interesting masks that you cannot just miss it. So that's.
I have to say the Samurai's pants game is on point for this.
We need to start the business.
Yeah, we do. For Honor Fashion in real life.
Oh my god.
Next one, that's a quite expensive armor. Right there.
Yeah, you could tell, like, again, back to the point that, the resources, but Shigoki's living a lavish lifestyle with this new armor here.
He has a iron plate on the side. The mask is inspired by the Shisa. It's a
Shisa, yeah.
Japanese mythical creature. It's equivalent to the European gargoyle, the guardian.
Yeah, you haven't have like those big statues of those mythical lions in the entrance of temples in Japan.
Right.
I see.
And the
And finally, the
Hitakiri.
Hitakiri.
Yes, another theatrical mask with there's a player expression team color on the rest, the lower part of the masks that will you can change the color. Also on the
baby heads,
the baby heads has a quite interesting colors around it too.
Beautiful. So that does it for the samurais. Let's move on to the Vikings. Starting off with a raider. Let's do it.
The same thing. It's a white, the leather and leopard pelt. Everything is kind of pimped up. Very nicely.
Nice boots.
Nice boots.
Beautiful.
And as maybe players have noticed, those armors are also the same from the key art, so everything is coming together.
Everything is a link.
We
everything
hinted
is
many
connected.
ways.
Oh, look at this nice little trim beard for the warlord.
The gray
No,
beard.
Or is it
Berserker,
berserker?
Berserker.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
The pants game on this is fantastic, though. Look at this.
Now he's in a different game.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Pimp.
The Valkyrie.
Has a oxidated bronze on them as a metal. That's giving kind of a sky tone-ish colors, and everywhere you can see very nice Viking patterns. Pretty cool ones.
Beautiful.
Very simple, straightforward.
It's the Valkyrie.
There we go. Now the warlord.
And the warlord.
Very nice.
Oxidated bronze. It's quite dark all around, but then it's quite simple, and this the white pattern pelt is a pimping up. So that's
I see.
something interesting.
Very nice. Ooh.
Okay, different party that he has it.
Yeah.
So this is one way for him to have a party.
The Jormungandr, of course, barefoot, so they don't really care about waterproof boots. But the pants game is and is this a Pokemon reference? Because I see Cubone. That's all I see. I see Cubone.
No comments.
Okay, no comments.
No comments. But
Okay. That's very, very nice. I guess we can move on to the Wulin.
Yes, exactly.
Let's do it. Starting off with the Tiandi, the Vanguard hero.
So for this one, it's completely new visual that I'm super happy because it's one of the direction that we wanted to bring on this one is a even higher royal style of a Tiandi. He was a kind of we were kind of putting him as a general, but then different type. There was a kind of wild version too, but this is a high-end royal type of design. There's a very nice shoulder pad ornamentations, and every part we didn't miss a spot to make him also pimp up. And also there's a nice clothing fabric around it, so when he does the kick, palm strike, you can see the nice movement around it. So that would be pretty interesting one to use it.
Recommend this for a cocktail party for sure. Yeah, very beautiful.
Shaolin, the theme is a traveling monk. So he now has
a massive necklace as well.
Exactly. So that's quite known items for the monk. Also, there's a whole lot of a prayer that is written around him. He's carrying it. Not to forget his where the center of where he came from.
Looks well traveled.
Right. Right.
Let's get ready for a party.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone's ready for party for
Year 4 Season 1 Hope. That's what it's about here.
So.
The Nusha.
Nusha, up to the point there was a kind of a Chinese traditional dress inspired, or the explorer, or there was a bodyguard type of it. This was a more of a military look that we wanted to achieve as a theme. And also there's layers of armors that it's quite similar to the gladiator type of armor, which is quite traditional to the Chinese as well.
I see.
I mean, as an armor way, I think it travels through each culture. So then this is another one that is working pretty well.
Ooh, JJ.
JJ.
Look at this, looking like a tough guy here.
Yes. So previously it was inspired by the Guan Yu. If you know the little bit of story on the Romance of Three Kingdoms, There's his brother whose name is Zhang Bei, which is a kind of wild version, wild, and he's a kind of tough guy. And we wanted to kind of use that as to express a different aspect, different visual of JJ. So if you want to go more of a kind of
Tough guy, wild, a little bit more.
This is the set for you. If you want to be more kind of noble, wise one,
yeah,
there's another set for you guys.
I see. And then finally, of course, the most recent hero from Year 3, Season 4, the Zhan Hu.
Yeah, that's a variation of it. There's a nice the silver embroidery on the clothing, and there's the hat that shows the rank of it. So this is another step up of this character.
Beautiful.
Yep.
So this all lootable armors within Year 4, Season 1.
Correct.
And is that it?
Only for this season.
Oof. Did you get that? Soon is not only over, but it's continuing. And to finish it off, we've got fashion for nobody else but the minions themselves. So let's take a look here. This is for the Knight faction, so a little bit more fresh, less worn out, like you were saying. So can you dive us through a little bit what the intentions were?
Yes. Fun fact about the minion is that their visual is always responding to the status of that period. At the beginning, there are less materials. Everything's kind of worn out. They're kind of dirty, and then for the samurai, they don't have enough materials. They were using the wood. Viking as well, and they were saving it more for the weapons. Now the time has passed.
More resources.
Yes, more resources. So now samurai has the iron armors, and as well as the Viking has the leather, completely well structured armors.
I see.
There's evolution. At the same time, we wanted to kind of introduce the cultures throughout the history. There are many things that has been evolved, and same for our game as well.
That's awesome. And of course, usually for these reveal streams that we do at the beginning of the season, we have a special segment. But since we're changing things up, we mentioned that at the top of the show. We're going to take this journey on, but we still wanted to include a special segment, and we're going to do so with Seb. That's going to talk a little bit about the creation of these minions themselves, like the process. Andrew, I don't know if you want to start us off a little bit of the starting point, the concept phase of creating a minion. Let's do it.
Only thing that I can start is we start from the concept art, the ones that is done. Now moving on to, I'll help you do it.
Well, what I do when I receive the concept art is the part on the left is the blocking part.
I see.
Where you create your proportion and all the objects that you need that are on the concept.
I see.
The gambeson, the helmet, the boot. Put it all there.
So all for the proportions.
Yeah.
I see.
Once this is done, you can start with the really fun part, is the sculpting. You subdivide that geometry that you did previously, and you get all that detail in, all the folds, the damage on the helmet.
The beard.
The beard.
The beard, of course.
Awesome
Very
beard.
well trimmed.
Once this is done, you go into a more technical side, the low poly, the in-game mesh, where this is what's going to be the form. So you really have to be smart how you do it, because you don't have a lot. It's a third of a hero character.
I see.
So when the minion is going to do his hit,
yeah,
you want that really nice deformation on his arm.
Yeah.
You want the texture to look
it's all
good.
in the details, of course.
Right. So now what we have is both. It's the low poly with the projection of your detail, your high res. This is where the magic happened.
That's amazing. Beautiful. And okay, you got to explain to me what's going on here, because I see a face, I see some teeth. Is that teeth? Is that teeth?
Yep.
Is that an eyeball?
There's an eyeball.
All on a 2D surface. Can you explain what's going on for the folks at home, please?
Right. Once you have done your low poly, to project all that detail and to have your color, you have your UVs. This is a 2D projection of the 3D. So it's all in one texture space.
Wow.
Which is a fifth of a hero character.
That's even a foot sole right there. That's,
right.
I didn't realize. Wow. That's
really
incredible.
good and be smart to have that quality of texture.
Wow, that's incredible.
If you flip that page, you will see the heart and the liver and
No.
the rib cage. And
No, you're kidding. You're kidding. Go to the next slide. I want to see. I want to see the next slide.
That's it.
No, that's it? It's done? Okay, you're kidding. All right. Well, that's super interesting. Guys, thank you so much, of course, for you guys that have been waiting so long. We revealed the new armors for Year 4 Season 1, and you heard it from Soon TM himself. Andrew, that's your name, sorry.
Okay.
That this is not it. This is going to continue as we progress of Year of Reckoning. We thank you for your patience, and I thank you for your time to take, just a dive into Year 4 Season 1, a more hopeful season. We've got flowers, and we've got patch notes coming up next with Clarissa and Stefan. So thank you so much. It's Stefan Jawinski, my arch nemesis on this floor. We'll be right back after this. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you so much.
Hello, welcome back to Warriors Den. I'm here with Stefan Jawinski. How are you today?
I'm super well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty awesome. I'm still getting the from the Vision video, which we were both in.
So pretty hype.
We talked about with Pascal and Nico about their opinions on Year 4, but I think the community is pretty interested on what you have to say about Year 4.
I mean, same as the other guys, I think. I'm super excited. The heroes are awesome. I wish I could say anything, but I'm not allowed to on pain of death. So, what else? Balance and testing grounds. There's really cool things coming down the line, so I'm really excited for the state of the game. Events and game modes inside them, they're super fun. They're kind of hilarious, actually, some of them, so it's really cool. And then For Honor Dominion series. My team is going crazy about this.
Yeah, it's, we didn't get to go into a lot of details about it earlier, but I guess for clarification for some people, we did mention that it was going to start soon. And when I say soon, I mean sometime at the end of Season 1. We will obviously be releasing more details about the series soon. I don't have the glasses, but someone can probably crop it or something because my art's circle. But basically, yeah. But yeah, it's really exciting because I know that the beginning of this year, January 2020, there's been more competitive initiatives in the community with the For Honor competitive Discord. We have the Surgeons of the For Honor Trials Discord?
I think that's what it's called,
okay.
yeah.
I had a quick blank, so I apologize. But then there's so many people running tournaments, and I don't know, it's really exciting. I guess we have to figure out.
Quality of play is getting higher and higher all the time. It's more and more fun to watch. So
yeah,
I mean,
luckily spectator mode, and we have very talented casters out there who have been really excited about it, and it's just we'll see who's going to come out in the top.
Good luck, everybody.
Anyways,
we had something to talk about, though, I think.
Yeah, actually, you mentioned earlier about what's called testing grounds.
Yes.
So testing grounds for the breach actually ended today. So thank you all who participated in testing grounds, and be sure to fill out the feedback form very important for us.
This is critical for us. I mean, we said it before. I always harp on it. We need your feedback. That's the purpose of this thing, to put certain things in front of you guys, get answers, and then make decisions based on that.
Yeah, and then to go into that as well, we see in chat that you guys are still asking about the Centurion rework. We talked about it a little bit 2 weeks ago, but I guess because there's probably new people who haven't been able to watch the Warriors Den. Can we give a quick refresher on?
Super quick summary. We had Centurion in the first testing grounds, which was last season. We got a lot of feedback on that. There were a number of issues that went very well and we're quite happy with, and a number of outstanding issues, mostly that still centered around when is jab 100% rollable, for example. How frustrating it is to be jabbed by stun and or stamina drain, for example, and a couple of other kind of pain points around the character. These are things that we've still been working on. We'll have more information at some point down the line, but we expect to see this at some point.
Okay, well, that's great. So basically, it's still coming.
Yes.
At some point.
Also, don't have the zoom glasses, but yeah.
Yeah, soon, TM. So anyways, let's go further into Year 4 Season 1 Hope. So we have some patch notes for you guys. Well, obviously you can read all of the information on our website, but let's quickly get into what we are looking for in store for Hope.
Perfect. First patch we've got here is basically at the high level, it's going to try to smooth the edge of part of the most pain points of the meta, the current meta, as well as help a few characters with things like some of their roll catch moves and so on that are just not doing well enough. We're going to try to smooth these edges out. You'll see a couple of fixes as well as option select fixes and so on. So it'll be some good stuff. Lawbringer. So this is one of the big nerf points. It has to do with all the parry options. We're reducing damage kind of across the board. Lawbringer is the highest parry punish character, which is okay in the sense that we need a character to be the highest parry punish character, obviously, and it works with the identity, but the values at which Lawbringer is living right now is too high. So we want to bring that down, bring it back to Earth, and hopefully this will help out both in Duels and in Dominion.
Sounds good.
Should be pretty cool. I don't think it'll knock him out of S tier. Gladiator. So 2 nerfs you're going to see here. We increase the revenge gain for the toe stab. No one can pronounce this word, so I'm just going to say toe stab. I'm sorry. Currently on live, it's 10 revenge gain for a toe stab, and we're going to put it up to 30. So this should put it in line with a normal melee attack. Although it'll still be a bit better in the sense that you don't have to do shield bash light. You just get your damage on the toe stab. So that's cool. And then the other point there is we've decreased Haymaker damage for all Haymaker characters to 5 from 10. Haymaker is a tier 2 feat that is shared by Gladiator and Centurion.
Okay.
And we're seeing Gladiator doing a bit too much work, so we want to bring it down. And in our internal tests with Centurion at 10, it's a little extreme. So on a character that actually works, so we're going to bring it down.
Sounds good.
Next. Jormungandr. Oh, I love this PowerPoint. It's so cool. We're bringing the stamina damage kind of down across the board. This is identified, you may have seen our seasonal surveys by the community as like the major pain point on the character. They wish that was shaved off a little bit. So that's what we're doing here. On Hamar's favor, we're reducing the shield a little bit. That's the tier 2 feat. That gives you shield points for doing the hammer slam. We're going to bring that down just a little bit as well, also because it was a major pain point for the community. We think at full pop it'll bring it down in terms of win rate and hopefully frustration kind of across the board. At top tier, I recognize this isn't going to do it any favors, but I don't think it's going to significantly change where the Jormungandr is at top tier.
Yeah, makes
Either
sense.
way. The stuff at the bottom, wall stagger on throws and side heavy finisher wall staggering at a slightly different timing, means that you will now get either throw into wall stagger followed by top heavy opener, and the top heavy opener will always hit, or side heavy finisher into wall stagger into top heavy opener, and that will always hit. Assuming your friends don't come over and mess up your punish, which, oh, you guys know.
Join the For Honor Trials Discord so you can learn all the punishes.
And then you won't, and your friends will like you. So that's really cool. Hitokiri. Two kind of minor changes, honestly. Before in the previous patches, we decreased the uncharged chained heavies from 30 damage to 28. Here we're applying the same change to the uncharged heavy opener.
Okay.
That's hard to say.
Charge, uncharged. I don't play charge characters for that reason.
It's because it's so difficult to say. Yeah, exactly. But at 28 damage, this means at least one more attack has to happen at some point in the life bar of a 120 HP assassin, for example. So this should shave the win rate just a little bit, which will be nice, especially at full pop.
Yep.
And then forward, left, right throws now push the opponent a little bit further. This is good because even though Hitokiri is a super strong axe murderer, she has little noodle arms when it comes to throws. So.
She's like a T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly. Tiandi. So we're going to help Tiandi out in two ways here. First, forward dodge will now branch to the dodge forward light between 100 ms and 400 ms in the forward dodge. Before it was only from 100 to 300. So it means if you're doing it at whatever timings, you can still totally do that. But if you want to delay it a little bit more, thereby giving you a little more distance, you can do this now.
Oh, that's cool.
So it actually seems to work out in a few scenarios that would not work out at all before. So that's really cool. And then the other major one is zone attack. We're reducing the stamina cost of this move to 10 for the first strike, 30 for the first strike, 10 for the second, and 10 for feinting it. What that ends up meaning is that if you just launch a zone attack, it's only 40, down from 60. If you feint it, it's 50, down from 60. And if you cancel it into dragon kick, it's 60, down from 80. So this means you no longer have to wait until you're like exactly full or very close to it to launch a zone attack. You can do it at half or up, which is nice.
That's cool. So before the nerf, when you feinted, just to give people some context, was it still the same as if you just let the second one hit, or would it?
Yes, it was the same stamina cost, basically. So 60 in both cases, which is, once upon a time it used to be usual, but now we're kind of slowly, piece by piece, bringing down the stamina costs of these moves because they are so useful in group fights and much less useful in 1v1s, which is where the initially high costs kind of come from in my mind.
That makes sense.
Warlord. Warlord's a funny case. Warlord we've been buffing, I don't know, 5 out of 7 patches or something over the last couple of seasons, was involved in testing ground. Usually the feedback there was, this is good, but we want more. But if you've been following along with the story, you've seen little bit. Right now, Warlord's doing super well in Platinum Plus duels and pretty okay in full pop duels, which is a little unexpected. Either way, we think with certain things that you'll see a little later on at the full pop Dominion level, probably won't matter too much. But here we'll see increased top light opener. Speed is now going to be 500, used to be 600. That's a little nerf actually to superior block timings, but it should be a buff to actually initiate, which is nice.
That's cool. But all these numbers, even though he's been like fluctuating with buffs and nerfs, it's still nowhere near like compared to when he first started, like season 1, season 2.
Oh yeah, when only PK and Warlord were like dominant. Yes, that's
good times. Those are good times.
It's a different universe right now, actually. I mean, like
year 4 is about change, so.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, exactly. Yeah, maybe I won't tell a crazy story. We'll go on.
No, we'll save it. It's about surprise. We got to surprise the players.
Perfect. Thank you. Increased forward movement. So a couple of characters are going to get basically some of their dodge catchers or distance closers a small range buff. It's not going to be like absurd, but it's going to be that half a meter, quarter meter, 3/4 of a meter that you need to hit, and right now is not hitting. So Nature's Wrath is getting a little bit more for Kensei, Gladiator dodge forward light, Shaolin's Lotus Leap, which is a key stance top heavy, Blackprior, the dodge forward heavy, is getting a bit more distance because that was another T-Rex arms case. And Conqueror, charge heavy forward state strafing as well as the lights in Opener and Infinite. These ones always missed for Conqueror, which is, I mean...
Silly, a little bit.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, like just straight up, it just sucks.
So let's fix that.
Yeah.
This one's a bit hard to describe. I've tried it a few different ways. Clarissa's going to help me maybe a little bit.
Yeah, so I guess it says here, charge heavy opener, parry option select nerf. So I guess before going into more details, we probably have a lot of people in the community who aren't really familiar with FGC or fighting games, and which is option select is one of them. So could you maybe further elaborate what does a parry option select mean? Is it like, do I press a button and then I have two options? Is it like...
Yeah, so maybe the best way to understand it is think about it. Someone does something to you, and it might be a couple of things, and you're like, is it A, is it B? And you press some kind of button combination that beats both options. Instead of saying like, should I parry this, or should I, whatever, counter guard break that? You go, actually, I could do, for example, a zone attack option select for parry. So if you press heavy and light, you can be like, okay, parry outprioritizes zone. So if they threw a real heavy, you will parry it, and you're happy. And if they did like heavy feint guard break, because they didn't actually do something you parry, your zone attack will come through, and the zone will beat the heavy feint guard break. So that would be like a zone option select, for example. Doesn't beat everything. Like they could just do empty and then parry your zone, or dodge it or whatever, right? Like, so in that case, it's not horrible because we don't have 100% success with some kind of defensive option. That would be really bad. Having some options, that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So here, in this particular case, the charged heavy opener we didn't like because it put very, very, very little risk on the defender, at least with zone option or dodge attack parry. There's a certain amount of risk that happens in these moves. Here, there was basically no risk.
Okay.
They would begin to charge an attack, immediately cancel it if it's not a parry, and go back to neutral faster than most characters can. And that made them very hard to punish. Either way, we're going to make that time a little bit longer, so it's a bit in line with regular kind of heavy feint guard break, or heavy feint and sit.
Okay.
Make sense?
And then because of that, this weekend, the Shinobis, Highlander, and Conqueror's parry option select.
Exactly.
There are different option selects because you mentioned zoned. And such.
There's quite a number of possible ways you can do tricky things. The one thing we're going to do here is only the charge heavy, which is the long charge windup, which turns out to be very short windup if you cancel it immediately. Cool?
Sounds good.
I hope everyone understood. I'm sorry. There's patch notes in there as well. Maybe it explains it better than I did there.
To me, I thought you were clear.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
But I'm also like fighting game background, so I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
That's true. That's true. You're an easy case. Okay.
Well, I mean, like it also comes into like timing too, because it's not like you see them throw a heavy. Oh, let me press a zone. Because if you press it maybe a little too late, your zone's going to come out instead of the parry, or vice versa. So it gets a little complicated.
Yes.
And so just play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll feel it. Yeah, you'll figure it out.
It'll be good. Conquerors won't be quite as awful to fight
good.
against, so that'll be nice. Improved input comfort for the parry follow-up. On these two characters, it used to be a little annoying if you did a parry and then accidentally switch stance or buffer to switch stance and then pressed your light. It would actually mean that you wouldn't come out with your mirror raid, for example. You just get a weak little light. That sucks. You lose damage. It doesn't seem as epic to go like whoopsh and stab the guy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make it a little more comfortable.
That's good.
Starting on Thursday, 1 week from now. And then a couple of notable bug fixes that we wanna mention. Raider, Raider's Fury will now, that's the chain zone attack, the unblockable, now causes a heavy hit reaction. It used to be a medium. What sucked about the medium was that it was unsafe on hit. If your opponent knew they would get hit, okay, guard break you, and then for free get a side heavy or something like that. So you do 50 damage, they do 30 damage, and it sucks to be a raider.
And it feels bad.
Yeah, it feels super
Feels
bad.
bad,
So now it's fixed. So that's super cool. Highlander, we fixed some issues that allowed the Highlander to accidentally go back into defensive stance from offensive stance. So this will feel good for Highlanders who want to predict what stance they're going to be in.
Shout out to Millie. He's one of the, I think he still mains Highlander. He's been playing the game for a while, so.
Well, I hope it's enjoyed. And Zhengjun, we fixed a number of issues that basically would cause the camera to go crazy during heavy attacks or for JJ to start sliding, usually backwards super far during a light attack, which made him a bit hard to punish, let's say.
That's funny. So I guess Jang Jun isn't Janky June anymore.
Oh, yeah. That's, oh man.
I'm funny. Laugh.
I wasn't ready for that.
I'm sorry.
Poor JJ. Two things here. Punch through. When we changed the stacking rules for how much damage 2 feats together could cause, we basically reduced it to no, only highest wins. It doesn't stack anymore. We reduced the safety net, or we removed the safety net that would limit how high certain feats could get. Punch through, for whatever reason, was relying on our safety net, so it was doing an accidentally very high damage. Now we're going to bring it down to what we expect it to cause, which is double what a normal chip damage is. So it'll be interesting to see if it's still good. Try it out. And then traps, we did an experiment with the Zanhu's fire trap, where it would always be kind of like stuck to the top of a slope or a stair. So if it was placed on this kind of geometry, you would actually see it instead of it being underneath the stair. That seems to have worked on the character. We haven't seen any bugs or red flags that way. So now we're applying it to all the traps.
Okay.
So no more hiding it in a slope or in a stair.
So you're telling me that I can't go to Temple Garden as Shaman and go to A and face the stairs and place a trap in there anymore. Well, I can, but then they'll be able to see it, because before you can't.
Yes, if it was in the stairs, right now you won't be able to anymore. But you can still hide it around the pillar or in a bush or something, and like you're still gonna catch people.
Well, to be honest, I honestly don't pay attention to the floor, so I end up just getting trapped unless it's my teammates. Because I'm like, okay, I can see it because of the red indicator.
That makes sense.
But to be fair, I don't notice a lot of the UI game, so. Like, I didn't know that
tell the UI team you said that.
No, I didn't. Well, like, it's just me personally, because like for the longest time, I didn't know that the feat icons show up at like underneath the names or whatever. So whenever I would play with my friends and they're like, oh, they have this feat, and I'm like, how do you know? And then I found out, and I'm like, it's been 2 years, and
yeah, look right under their HP bar. There'll be like black icons.
I'm so focused on their what's called fight stance that like
this is definitely one that like when you tell people, they're like, what, really?
It's cool though.
Same on the dev team. I remember like when people found out, they were like, really? Like every time, I'm like, yeah. Trust me.
I gotta not tunnel vision and be more aware of my UI and environmental and everything else. So
mostly I find people only look after Rocksteady screws them out of damage, and then they're like, oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it. Cool.
Yeah. So also with the patch notes, we have a new rank reward, which is an effect called Masters of Peace, or Master of Peace. So what this means is, like, if you play like your ranked duels, we usually have ornaments dropped. So this is the first time we'll have something outside of the ornaments. Ornaments are still available, so don't worry about those. This is just added on into there. So if you like looking at the nice symbol of peace that we're using for year 4, season 1. Here it is. Also, like Shugoki's new armor, it's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice.
So,
grind out those cool ornaments and get a moon effect while you're at it.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Anyways, yeah, so that's pretty much it for patch notes. Thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the invite.
Yeah, and then I guess we will see you, because you mentioning full population and platinum. That means the beginning of a season has State of Balance. So we will return for State of Balance later on in the season.
Perfect. Can't wait.
Talk more all about it. Great. So we'll be back here with me and Mike to talk about the Battle Pass. So stay tuned.
叩き割ってやらねばな。
Well, hello guys. I am back, at least, Clarissa with Stefan on the patch notes. And to finish off today's show, we wanted to talk about, of course, a huge part of U4 Season 1, which is the Battle Pass. Today, it's just a sneak peek. We just want to talk about the functionality.
Yeah.
Of course, this is an add-on and not a substitute for all of the stuff that you guys already use to get some loot. That includes scavenger crates, obviously drops at the end of matches, things like that. So actually what we're going to do is dive into the build that you'll see next week, February 6th, when we start the new season of Hope. That being said, I think we can, start off by looking at the menu, what it's going to look like. Beautiful right here for Year 4 Season 1. So as you can see, there's a new tablet that's going to be available to all of you guys when you enter the game. In terms of UI specifically, we'll get into the battle points that's right beneath here at the top left of your screen. So underneath, your scavenger crates, your steal amount, and your reputation level, you go down to the battle pass.
Boop, boop.
And there it is. We click on A, because we've got an Xbox controller. And then after that, you can take a look at basically the battle pass, the 2 tracks that are available for everyone. So as you can see, there's the free pass and the premium pass. The free pass is available to everyone. We spoke about it in the article that we had in December. But now this is a live look at what it is. I don't know if you want to talk about a little bit about the battle points and how it affects progression within the tiers.
Yeah, so as we can see here, you have the free pass and the premium pass. The progression that you see at the top is a shared progression between both. So let's say that you did not purchase the premium pass, right? So your free pass will still continue to go, and let's say that you're at tier 4 and you're like, you know what, the content in the premium pass looks pretty cool, I want to buy it. So then you buy it. When you buy it, everything from tier 1 to tier 4 in the premium pass gets automatically added into your inventory. So you're not losing out on anything based on time or whatever. It's just like once you join in to the premium pass, everything gets unlocked.
So in terms of the shared progression, of course, it works as if, in terms of activities, it's arcade quests, completing matches, whether it be, PvE, as well as, just normal matchmaking, and daily orders as well. So that doesn't change. And as Clarissa mentioned, if you get to a point, like tier 4, or if you want to skip a couple of tiers, there's also that option. So right there at the bottom right of the screen, you can take a look at the option Get Tiers, and we'll do so just for the sake of, seeing how it unlocks. Internally, we call it the Schwing effect, and let's take a look at a 1 Schwing. Here we go. So you purchase it, and that automatically unlocks
Schwing.
There you go. That's the Schwing, the famous Schwing. And so as we could see, one thing that's super important to note, that everything within the Battle Pass, free or premium, has no effect on gameplay. It's purely cosmetic, and it also means that if you're unlocking, such like right now in Tier 2, you see the weapon of the Warden. If you're not a Warden main, you will unlock it at the rarity of your hero. So if you're at Rep 0, we won't go into the thing unless we want to, but you get all 3 parts of the weapon that are completely unlocked. So that look is there. But that doesn't mean that you get like a legendary item before anything else. That stays within the rep of the hero that you're unlocking, and it's content for every single hero. Within the Battle Pass, we're not going to go through everything. We're going to go to the maybe Tier 5 to give you a sneak peek. So let's take a look here.
Well, first we got to unlock it. So let's go to get some tiers, unlock 5. So let's do some more schwings.
Yeah, more schwings. Look at this.
Unlocked. Swing, swing, swing. Very cool.
And so now, just to give you guys a sneak peek, I think it's Tier 4 that we want to take a look at. A very, very cool effect that's unlocked for all heroes of the Night Faction. So you see it at the below, and this is part of the Premium Pass, but you see below that it's for 7 heroes within the Night Faction. All of these effects are unlocked for every hero. So that's super cool. Again, we're not going to show you everything today. Next week, we're going to have a trailer. We're going to have some other stuff to help you out to see all of the content. There's the website that you guys have to check out in terms of all of the Battle Pass content that you'll see on the Free Pass and the Premium Pass. The Premium Pass is available for $10 US, and you can get redirected within the game for the first-party stores wherever you're at. So no problem with that. Am I missing anything?
No, you were pretty clear on everything, and
perfect.
I don't know, it's pretty exciting in my opinion.
Yeah,
like on the Wii, we also saw all the content,
yes.
so it's pretty good.
And the main thing too, guys, is that, you know, before, again, as opposed to, you know, waiting on scavenger crates, you may not get the item that you were kind of hoping for sometimes. This really gives you a roadmap of all the content that's accessible, and all you have to do is play. So that's really cool. Again, it's an add-on, not a substitute for all of the other stuff. Content of the week. Again, you know, sales, all of those things continue. And really the Battle Pass is just an extra thing to, you know, help the players that are putting in the time, the dedication to For Honor, and reward you with, you know, confirmed rewards that you can get to see. So super exciting, and that starts next week with the launch of the season, of course.
Yeah, so when he says, like, confirmed, what he means is, like, you can see from Tier 1 all the way to Tier 100, even if you don't have, like, Tier 100 unlocked, you can see all the contents that you will get from, like, Tier 1 to Tier 100.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's not, you're not in the dark. You're like, oh, I wonder what I'm going to get in Tier 5. Like, you can literally go into your Battle Pass, free or premium, and you will see, like, what you can unlock.
Really cool stuff, and you will get to see it next week, February 6th. Check out that website because it got everything that you can see, and there's a whole Rolodex thing where you can go through everything. It's beautiful.
It's really nice.
Is that it for the Battle Pass before we continue to close the show?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Battle Pass.
Okay, beautiful.
So
we got also one piece of news.
Yeah,
Let's
so
do it.
we have a couple actually. So over the summer at E3, we announced the emote contest, and we also announced later on that we had the emote winners. So we are proud to announce that starting next week, because not this week, next week we are releasing the first emote that that won, and we have a lovely video to show you the progression of the nice emote.
Let's take a look. There you have it, the winner.
Honestly, I love any like mocap stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like you were able to experience it
Yeah,
firsthand.
that was a hell of a time. That was a very tight suit. But yeah,
I'm jealous.
I'm not.
It's super cool.
But that being said, let's continue. There's one
But
more
yeah.
piece of
So
news.
that one will be released at the beginning of the season, February 6th. So
Sweet.
It's
Sweet.
exciting.
And if not, we've got
toss a coin sale. Well, coin toss sale.
coin toss sale.
Yes, so starting today, you are able to get the coin toss sale at 3,999 steel instead of 7,000.
So that's next week.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Well, now until next week.
Yeah, okay,
so
okay, I see.
it's now until the start of the season.
Yeah.
So go buy one and toss a coin to your favorite hero. Haha.
Yes. I like it. I like it. It doesn't look like I like it, but I like it. With that being
actually
said,
hate it,
guys,
that's why.
we also have the new executions that you guys have been seeing if you've been tuning in from the the start of the show. We had all of the executions that are available now until we get to next week, where it's the beginning of year 4, season 1 of Hope. Again, we want to thank you for today and joining us. Things are different, year of reckoning. We're changing things up. We want to surprise you guys. It's a journey that we will take together, and that's going to be super awesome. And what are you most excited for?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious what I'm mostly excited for. I'm excited for the competition,
Yeah, yo,
For
it's
Honor
gonna be lit.
Dominion series.
Yeah.
And also just like taking the journey, like the community on a journey of the For Honor story. Like we already know what's happening, and it's
Yeah.
just like I'm more curious about what the community is going to see.
Yeah.
And how they react, and the kind of content that they'll also produce, because whenever there's like something new, there's always like new creative artwork coming out
That's
as
the
well.
awesome part of things, and
Yeah.
and honestly, for me, you know, again, I think there's so many things to be excited for. I'm kind of on the same line as Pascal in terms. I think the events, and they're coming, events this season. So that's coming up, and it's going to be awesome. And obviously, there's a bunch of new stuff. We're just shaking up the game. Obviously, the competition aspect of things, that's going to, you know, bring a next level to everybody who's been dedicated since day one. You know, again, we have such a great time on the Warriors Den, and we hope you do too, in terms of, you know, providing all the information that we can. And I know that you guys have been patient. You guys are waiting for stuff, and there's more coming. That's the main point, and it's just not laid out as it was in Year of Harbinger. You know, we gave a roadmap so you guys kind of saw. But this time you're going to take the journey with us, and that's what I'm most excited for. And as you said, you know, the community creating content. Speaking of community, the first batch of feedback that I got was from my friend Setback saying that I should stop cutting my own hair.
I didn't know you cut your own hair.
I don't. That's the joke. God.
Well, I
You know
think
what?
you look great.
Well,
so.
thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, again, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back soon. Soon. And when I say soon, it's soon, okay? Year 4, Season 1, Hope, February 6th. Again, take a look at this beautiful piece by Sarah Kippen. And of course, you saw the story trailer. You saw the vision video where you got to see Pascal and Nico Bombre for the first time in the Warriors Den. We hope you had a great time. I did, Clarissa did, and we'll see you next time, guys. It's hype. Year of Reckoning, Year 4, Season 1, Hope. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. We'll see you next time.
叩き割ってやらねばな。やっ